Today we will start with electrical equipments in power system. So following are the electrical equipments in power system, that is alternators, exciter, transformers, transmission line, busbar, isolators, current limiting reactors, automatic voltage regulators, instrument transformers like CT and PT, indicating and measuring instruments. So alternators used in the following thermal power plants, generating power plants are, there are two columns. First is hydropower station, second one is thermal power station. So low speed machines of the salient pole types 100 rpm to 1500 rpm are used in hydropower station, whereas in thermal power station high speed machines like cylindrical rotors, usually 1500 rpm to 3000 rpm are used. Larger number of poles, a larger diameter and short rotor type of alternator is used in hydropower station. Salient pole rotors have large diameter and shorter axial length, used in hydropower plants. Most of the turbo alternators are assigned for two pole corresponding to a speed of 3000 rpm for 50 Hz frequency, and which is used in nuclear, gas and thermal power plants. Talking about efficiency, so efficiency of full load varies from about 95 to 97.5% for large machines. Alternators usually designed 0.9 or still higher up to 0.95 lagging power factor. Standard frequency is 50 Hz. Generally turbo alternators are rated at 0.8 power factor lagging. Standard voltages for generation used in country are 3.3, 5 and 11 kV at 50 Hz. Turbo alternators are usually rated at 11 kV, 3-phase star connection of stator winding being universal. Excitation voltage is generally 125 or 250 volts. Excitation voltage is generally 125 or 250 volts DC. So talking about exciter, generators are requiring DC to energize its magnetic field. The DC field current is obtaining from a separate source called an exciter. Okay, so this is an important part required for generator, okay, alternator basically, for energizing the magnetic field, because it cannot self-excite. Okay, there is always a plus or minus DC is required for energizing this magnetic field. Transformers you all know. So talking about transmission line, any electrical transmission line has four major parameters, okay, which we call it as passive elements: resistance, inductance, capacitance. Capacitance can be series capacitance, parallel capacitance, and shunt conductance, okay, which is reciprocal of inductance. These parameters are two types: distributed and lumped type of transmission. So in network analysis you are learning these things, distributed and lumped type of parameters. Okay, RLC are called as passive elements. Talking about active elements, active element means what? Active elements are generators, motors, okay, alternators, transformers. These are active elements which either it consumes or generates energy, okay, electricity. Depending on the length of the transmission line, it is classified as short, medium and long transmission line. Talking about bus bar, okay, I have already shown you what do you mean by bus bar. So the bus bars of either copper or aluminium, generally of rectangular cross section, they can be of shapes such as round tubes, round solid bars or square tubes. Advantages: as pipe diameter is large, the corona loss is less. Secondly, it is more reliable. The maintenance is easy as bus bars and connections are not very high from ground. Disadvantage is large area is required and high cost. Okay, obviously the cost is more, but reliability is also more. Okay, it is more reliable and easy to connect. This you can see the image, it's isolator, okay, which isolates the main line with the auxiliary line or the other line. Okay, isolator, one of the most important equipment in power system. It rotates like this, okay, horizontally. This gets attached over here in this latch, and this bar, you can see this isolator, this bar gets attached in this lump over here. Okay, so it rotates like this clockwise. Right now this is at open condition. Okay, isolator is open condition. Current limiting reactors. In electrical engineering, current limiting reactors are it can reduce short circuit currents. Generally, location of reactors, okay, in series with generator, in series with feeder, and in bus bar. Okay, so in series with each generator, if we talk about, if there is an increase in current at the generator side, okay, this current limiting reactors, they limit this current. Okay, they just absorb the current. Okay, disadvantages, you can say, under normal operating condition there is constant voltage drop and power loss in the reactor. If the bus bar or feeder fault occurs close to the bus bar, the voltage at bus bar will reduced to low value. If a fault occurs on any feeder, the continuity of supply to other is likely to be affected. In series with the feeder, you can see the reactors connected in series with the feeder. Okay, so disadvantages are there is a constant power loss and voltage drop in the reactors even during normal operation. If a short circuit occurs at the bus bar, no protection is provided to the generators. If the large number of generators is increased, the size of feeder reactors will have to be increased to keep the short circuit currents within the ratings of the feeder circuit breakers. Okay, so the remaining part we will be seeing in the next lecture.